Okay, this is some review work for scripture searching, and I'm going to call out the scripture reference, and then you find that reference, and I'll give you a double check after the timer goes off to make sure you're in the right spot, and then we'll move on. I suggest that you do this um, like if you stop it, make note of where you stopped it at, like, 3.5 minutes or whatever, and then come back and start at that same spot again. You don't need to know where these verses are. You just need to get used to looking up verses in the Bible. So I don't want you to keep doing this over and over and get used to finding the same verses over and over. That's what you do with your card. These are just, you need to do them once or twice and just become familiar with finding the books mainly, and then finding the verses in the books. All right, we're ready to get started. Attention. Present Bibles. Genesis 1:1. Start. Time should be at Genesis 1:1. Attention. Present Bibles. Acts 4:12. Start. Time. You should be at Acts 4:12. Attention. Present Bibles. Psalms 54:2. Start. Time. You should be at Psalms 54:2. Attention. Present Bibles. Romans 12:1. Start. Time. You should be at Romans 12:1. Attention. Present Bibles. Leviticus 22:31. Start. Time. You should be at Leviticus 22:31. Attention. Present Bibles. Matthew 5:44. Start. Time. You should be at Matthew 5:44. Attention. Present Bibles. 1 Timothy 4:12. Start. Time. You should be at 1 Timothy 4:12. Attention. Present Bibles. Nahum 1:7. Start. Time. You should be at Nahum 1:7. Attention. Present Bibles. John 11:25. Start. Time. You should be at John 11:25. By the way, this would be a good time to remind you that some of these verses may be verses you have this year. Just use it as practice for finding them this year. Attention. Present Bibles. Psalm 139:14. Start. Time. You should be at Psalm 139:14. Attention. Present Bibles. Ephesians 2:8. Start. Time. You should be at Ephesians 2:8. Attention. Present Bibles. Malachi 3:10. Start. Time. You should be at Malachi 3:10. Attention. Present Bibles. Revelation 1:8. Start. Time. You should be at Revelation 1:8. Attention. Present Bibles. Job 19:25. Start. Time. You should be at Job 19:25. Attention. Present Bibles. 1 John 4:15. Start. Time. You should be at 1 John 4:15. Attention. Present Bibles. Exodus 19:5. Start. Time. You should be at Exodus 19:5. Attention. Present Bibles. 2 Timothy 3:16. Start. Time. You should be at 2 Timothy 3:16. Attention. Present Bibles. Micah 6:8. Start. Time. You should be at Micah 6:8. Okay, we're going to take a break for just a minute. As you're drilling, don't get frustrated if you don't find the verse. If you find the book, that's part of the process. So if, unlike in class where I let you go ahead and find the verse, that doesn't matter right now. Just focus on getting to the book first and then finding the verse. If you can't find the verse, take heart that you found the book. At least in some of the minor prophets, those are hard to find. If you can find the book repeatedly, you'll be able to find the verse eventually, okay? Attention. Present Bibles. Matthew 7:21. Start. Time. You should be at Matthew 7:21. Attention. Present Bibles. 1 Thessalonians 5:8 and 9. Start. Time. You should be at 1 Thessalonians 5:8 and 9. Attention. Present Bibles. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Start. Time. You should be at 2 Chronicles 7:14. Attention. Present Bibles. Galatians 4:4 and 5. Start. Time. You should be at Galatians 4:4 and 5. Attention. Present Bibles. Proverbs 3:13. Start. Time. You should be at Proverbs 3:13. Attention. Present Bibles. 1 Peter 1:25. Start. Time. You should be at 1 Peter 1:25. Attention. Present Bibles. Ruth 1:16 and 17. Start. Time. You should be at Ruth 1:16 and 17. Attention. Present Bibles. Psalm 100. Start. Time. You should be at Psalm 100. Attention. Present Bibles. Colossians 13, and 14. Start. Time. You should be at Colossians 1, 13, and 14. Attention. Present Bibles. Jeremiah 10, 10. Start. Time. You should be at Jeremiah 10, 10. Attention. Present Bibles. Romans 5, 8. Start. Time. You should be at Romans 5, 8. Attention. Present Bibles. Isaiah 59, 2. Start. Time. You should be at Isaiah 59, 2. Attention. Present Bibles. Hebrews 12, 28. Start. Time. You should be at Hebrews 12, 28. Attention. Present Bibles. Amos 5, 14. Start. Time. You should be at Amos 5:14. Attention. Present Bibles. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Start. Time. You should be at 2 Corinthians 12:9. Attention. Present Bibles. Jeremiah 31:33. Start. Time. You should be at Jeremiah 31:33. Attention. Present Bibles. Matthew 6:33. Start. Time. You should be at Matthew 6:33. Attention. Present Bibles. James 4:7. Start. Time. You should be at James 4:7. Attention. Present Bibles. Hosea 6:6. Start. Time. You should be at Hosea 6:6. Attention. Present Bibles. Acts 20:32. Start. Time. You should be at Acts 20:32. Attention. Present Bibles. Leviticus 20:26. Start. Time. You should be at Leviticus 20:26. Attention. Present Bibles. Galatians 2:20. Start. Time. You should be at Galatians 2:20. Attention. Present Bibles. John 15:1 through 7. Start. Time. You should be at John 15, 1 through 7. Attention. Present Bibles. 1 Peter 3:18. Start. Time. You should be at 1 Peter 3:18. Okay, we're going to stop there. That's 15 minutes. I'll make another one later with more of these verses, and keep practicing.